is Eric Mendoza, and I am an opera singer. I've traveled the country singing in operas and have given recitals and concerts in Europe, as well as teaching how to sing opera or how to sing in general. It's one of my passions, and I truly enjoy being on stage, singing, and making people's days better. The first reaction I get when I tell people that I'm an opera singer is, "You don't look like an opera singer. Can you sing something for me?" I love Phantom of the Opera. Or their eyes would be wide open and very surprised that I sing opera, and they would go on by saying, "Isn't that really hard?" And sometimes they would just start singing very high and try to imitate what an opera singer sounds like. The truth is that many people have a wrong conception of what opera actually is. Today, I am going to explain to you what opera is and where and when did it originate. Opera is an art form that originated in Italy more than 400 years ago, during the Renaissance period. Opera is a combination of vocal and orchestral music, drama, visual, art, and dance. Jacopo Betti composed what many consider to be the first opera in 1597. It was called Daphne. Between the years of 1600 and 1750, also known as the Baroque era, opera had taken Europe by storm and was a spectacular, expensive affair full of florid arias and ornate stage sets with moving parts. Opera content began to change in the classical period, during the years of 1750 and 1830. It had less elaborate musical forms and more realistic plots, fewer gods and more humans. Opera continued to flourish and got bigger, louder, and longer during the Romantic period, between the years of 1830 and 1900. This is also known as Grand Opera. There were two important composers of opera during the 19th century, Giuseppe Verdi from Italy and Richard Wagner from Germany, both born in 1813. Verdi wrote operas in a tuneful and dramatic style. He understood the voice and the internal processes behind the characters he created. Meanwhile, in Germany, Wagner changed the course of opera with his huge ambition and talent by introducing new ideas in harmony, the use of leitmotifs, and expanded use of the orchestra and operatic structure. Probably his best known music is his 15-hour 4-opera Ring cycle. Talk about a long opera, right? Most of Verdi's opera only lasted 2 to 3 hours. Just like any genre of music, opera continued to change in the 20th and 21st century. These changes were reflected in their content. For example, you would see how composers implement their political views through their operas. The way they would write operas would be different. Maybe instead of singing in one language, they would sing in 5. Or they would combine opera with other styles of music, such like rock, mariachi, or even gospel. Being an opera singer is not easy. Besides having an intense training in music theory, you also have to learn how to sing in many languages, such like German, French, Italian, Spanish, English, Russian, and Mandarin, just to mention a few. Finally, I want to talk about the different voice types that exist. I am a tenor. That means that I am a male singer who can sing high. But if a male singer can sing very, very high, like a woman for example, by using his falsetto, they are called countertenors. Here's a short example of what the two voices would sound like. We have other two voice types for male. One is called a bass. A bass is someone who can sing extremely low. And then we have a baritone, someone who can sing low but not as low as a bass, and who can sing high but not as high as a tenor. There are three types of voices for women. An alto, which is a woman who can sing very, very low, or a soprano, one who can sing very, very, very high. And lastly, we have a mezzo-soprano who can sing low but not as low as an alto, and high but not as high as a soprano. That was all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned a lot about the history of opera.